global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Global Happiness Today. There was a lot of jubilation when Professor Soludo won his Anambra election, but it looks like this is the first major test that will either make or mar him, as he is actually looking at a lot of things, including Biafran markets. I don't know if the people will accept that. The Biafran market, and of course, one of the prominent sons' churches, that's Odumeje's church. I hope this does not generate a lot of things anyway, but then development comes with a price. Before we go into the news report to find out exactly what he has in store for his people and how probably the people will take it, we like it, subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you'll see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. As part of his urban renewal initiative and move to restore the glory days of Anambra State, and particularly Onitsha, Professor Tr0uble Soludo, Anambra's governor-elect, is set to step on toes as plan is in top gear to remove all illegal structures and demolish buildings or flood channels in the state. Anambra people reliably gathered that all structures, whether they are churches, industries, residential buildings, and so on, built along flood channels like Sakamori, Nwangini Stream, Otumoye, and other areas will be pulled down very soon. Some of the structures at Zix Avenue, Feg, Ochanja Market, Biafran Market, and Main Market Onitsha have been penciled for demolition. Some churches may also go for compromising the city plan and blocking the drainage system. Most of the churches marked out for demolition have started making frantic effort to halt Soludo from carrying on with his plans, but the governor-elect seems resolute on his decision. We have it on good authority that Odumeje's Intervention Church along Creek Road, Fagi, Onitsha, is one of the major churches that will receive Soludo's sledgehammer. Soludo's move to clean Onitsha and environs may not be unconnected with the terrible present state of city and the urgent need to arrest the decline before it turns into an unimaginable disaster. A recent United Nations UN report has rated Onitsha as one of the worst cities in the world in terms of pollution. The city is also battling bad town planning practice, and as a result, developers defy town planning rules, connivance with officials to violate building regulations, and this has led to indiscriminate erection of structures on flood channels or other inappropriate areas. Recall that the governor-elect vowed to roll his sleeves and give Anambra State the transformation she needs, making it a modern, livable city, and this will see him take Onitsha and environs on the first phase of his urban renewal plan. Nnewi and Awka will follow suit, and other emerging cities. Soludo's intentions have been widely acclaimed in many quarters, particularly from development partners. However, majority of the owners of the structures that will be affected by these plans have received the news with great shock and fear of their impending fate. Much as a lot of people would want to condemn Soludo for this, and much as I know that and he's just starting the second tenor, I don't know if those affected will not begin to work against him, but I think caution also should be applied. But the truth is, for crying out loud, that one would agree with me that much as the owners of the lands and buildings and properties, church, Biafran market, and all those who have built on the road, one would agree with me that they will feel the pain. But the beauty of a city lies in all these things. You can imagine building on drainages. How do you expect the place not to be flooded? There's a city plan, no one engages in it, adheres to it. You go ahead doing Boscona. What I mean by Boscona corner is going ahead, collecting bribes, officials collecting bribes, and doing the exact opposite of what the city plan says. At some point, and now the worst part is nobody can, or nobody will in land use or Ministry of Lands give you a CFO, to build in a place that originally is not supposed to be there. They will tell you immediately. So for them to have built, probably they didn't even get government approval, which means it's an illegal structure, which means they may likely be demolished without compensation. You may want to go into PT parties, say that these people should be compensated at some point because their monies are gone, investment is gone. It's always good you build or you go through due process to avoid stories that touch in future. Right now, the likes of Odumeje, whose church may be affected, may want to go spiritual. Well, even God understands that we as humans living on earth should obey the laws of the land. And what are the laws of this land? Like this issue of town planning. Go through the right process. Don't just go and buy land in a moneyless hand. Those people who call themselves land grabbers, and you expect that if eventually they go to the land in the city plan and find that you're actually building on a structure you ought not to build, or you put in an illegal structure on a place that is not supposed to be, and you expect the city, when the Pharaoh that knows not Jacob mounts that city, you expect him to show you leverage. He will not. And it's not Christianly to even be doing illegal things. As Christians, as believers, we should, show the light of God everywhere we go. We should be those who are known to be law-abiding citizens. Unfortunately, there will be outcry, and a lot of people will begin to regret. I know that there will be a lot of regret. Why did they bring in Soludo? If they had known, they would have brought in the other guy. At least their structure would have remained. But the better good of all is for the betterment of all Anambra people. And before you say who goes, the Anambra will be beautiful again. It will take a while, to take a lot of pains, but eventually there will be a national or state-bound gain where Anambra will be great again. If you will do it, if of course there will not be rancor, if the people will not negate and fight against him, if they will accept this change without a fight, then by all means. But of course, if he wants to be benevolent as well as a leader and decide to compensate them, but of course he will not give them something to elaborate, because of course the city too is looking for money. Don't forget that this man we're talking about is a professor, an economist by excellence, and unfortunately he will begin to count a lot of costs before he starts thinking of moving on anything. So you now see that we have a situation in our hand, and that's the pointer to the fact that we should, as a people, be careful. Well, the Biafra market, they can always relocate it. Can always relocate it. Let's make Anambra beautiful again. When change comes, positive change comes with a lot of pain. Those who have been benefiting from the corruption usually will have the highest cry. They will begin to scream that this person does not know what he's doing, and this, that they begin to talk about the negatives. But if you can look beyond the negatives of the person deliberately pointing at it, you begin to see the good of all. And I think if this will just translate from Anambra to other parts of the country and make Nigeria great again, who knows? Nigeria will truly probably stand on the test of time. That is known to be a giant of Africa, if, of course, corruption will allow us to breathe very well. That's what we'll wrap it up. Let's meet in our comment section. What's your take? Do have a nice time. God bless you.